The plumber came to fix my pipes, but he ended up fixing my heart instead. The pipe burst at 6:17 a.m., right as the first sliver of Midwest sun clawed its way over the cornfields, painting my cramped kitchen in that weak, unforgiving orange. Water sprayed like an accusation, soaking my bare feet, turning the linoleum into a slick trap. I slipped, caught myself on the counter, heart slamming against my ribs like it had somewhere better to be. "Shit," I muttered, the word hanging heavy in the steam-choked air, mixing with the sharp tang of rust and the faint, bitter drip of last night's unfinished whiskey from the sink. Alex Harper, 35, architect by trade, emotional wreck by choice. That's me, staring down a flood that felt too damn symbolic for a Monday. I'd ignored the drip for weeks. Tiny plinks in the dead of night, like Morse code from a ghost I couldn't shake. Ryan, my ex, the one who'd packed his bags 6 months back, leaving behind echoes in every corner of this creaky old bungalow on the edge of Lincoln, Nebraska. "You're too safe, Alex," he'd said, his voice flat as the plains outside. Safe, like building model homes for faceless families was a crime. Now here I was, knee-deep in my own mess, phone in hand, scrolling for emergency plumbers while the water rose to my ankles, cold and insistent, soaking through my boxers like regret. The call connected on the third ring. "Jake's Plumbing. What can I do for ya?" The voice was gravel rough, laced with that easy drawl of someone who'd grown up yelling over tractor engines. I pictured flannel and grease under nails, the kind of guy who fixed things without asking why they broke. Pipe exploded. Kitchen's a goddamn aquarium. "Can you? Hold tight, buddy. Be there in 20. Click. No nonsense. No pity. Just the promise of dry land." I paced, towel around my waist, the floor groaning under me like it shared my exhaustion. The clock ticked louder than it should, each second a reminder. Alone again, naturally. By the time the doorbell buzzed, sharp, insistent, I'd mopped what I could, but the air still hummed with damp defeat. I yanked the door open, breath-catching. He filled the frame like he'd been built for doorways. Jake Harlan, though I didn't know the name yet. 38, broad as a barn door, shoulders straining his faded blue work shirt, sleeves rolled to expose forearms corded with muscle and faint scars from wrenches gone wrong. Dark hair cropped close, a jaw shadowed with morning stubble that made him look like he'd rolled out of a truck bed after a long haul. Hazel eyes, sharp but kind, flicked over me. Quick, assessing, not leering. American through and through. Born in the dust of rural Iowa, he'd told me later, fixing rigs for his old man before pipes called him south. "Mornin'. You Alex." His voice matched the phone, warm gravel, carrying the faint scent of coffee and motor oil as he stepped in, toolbox clanging softly against his thigh. "Yeah, thanks for coming so quick." I rubbed my arms, suddenly aware of my damp tea clinging like a second skin, the chill seeping deeper. He nodded, eyes dropping to the puddle trail leading kitchenward. "Looks like she gave up the ghost. Lead the way. No small talk, just motion, efficient, like he knew words could wait when water wouldn't." In the kitchen, he dropped to one knee, unzipping his kit with a zipper's rasp that cut the quiet. Water still trickled from the cabinet, a pathetic sputter now. He cursed under his breath, soft, almost affectionate, and shone a flashlight beam into the guts. "Rotted elbow joint. Been leakin' slow. Built pressure till boom." His hands moved sure, calluses whispering against metal as he twisted off the shutoff valve. The flow died with a final gurgle, leaving silence thick as fog. I leaned against the fridge, arms crossed, watching. There was something steady about him, a rhythm in the clink of tools that made my chest loosen just a fraction. "How bad? Ballpark." He glanced up, wiping sweat from his brow with the back of his wrist, leaving a smudge. "Couple hours. New fittings, seal it tight. You got coffee?" Keeps the hands from slipping. I blinked, caught off guard. Yeah. Pot's still hot. I poured 2 mugs, black for him, guessed it from the no-frills vibe and handed it over. Our fingers brushed, rough against smooth, a spark that wasn't static. He took a slow sip, eyes closing for a beat, the steam curling up like a sigh. Much obliged. He set it down, diving back in, but now the silence felt charged, not empty. I hovered, useless, until he grunted. Hand me the wrench? Silver one, yeah. I did, kneeling beside him, close enough to catch the clean sweat on his skin, mixed with that earthy cologne. Pine and something deeper, like rain on gravel. The cabinet was tight, his shoulder brushing mine as he torqued the pipe. Heat bloomed where we touched, uninvited, stirring dust in places I'd boarded up after Ryan. You do this solo? I asked, voice lower than intended, the words slipping out like the water had. He chuckled, a low rumble that vibrated through the floor. Mostly. Wife left 5 years back. Took the kid. Now it's just me and the leaks. The wrench slipped. He caught it midair, cursing softly. Slippery bastards. Wife. Kid. The word landed like a drop tool, clanging. Straight-laced family man, then, of course. I nodded, throat tight, forcing a laugh. Sounds lonely. His eyes met mine then, holding longer than the job required. Hazel depths, flecked with gold like autumn leaves. Some days, others, you find your fixes elsewhere. He turned back, but the air hummed, thicker now, laced with unspoken what-ifs. By noon, the pipe was reborn, gleaming copper snaking clean through the dark. He packed his kit slow like he wasn't ready to bolt. That'll hold. Call if it acts up. But his gaze lingered on the coffee stain on my shirt, then up to my face, a question in the tilt of his head. Jake, right? From the truck. I extended a hand, formal suddenly, like we hadn't just shared a toolbox confessional. Yeah. His grip swallowed mine, firm, lingering a beat too long. Warmth seeped up my arm, chasing the morning's chill. Alex, good meetin' ya. He stepped out, but paused on the porch, sun high now, baking the wood. Hey, if you're fixin' for company tonight, there's a dive-off 34th. Karaoke Tuesdays. No pressure. My heart stuttered, a leak of its own. Maybe. Yeah. Text me the spot. He grinned, boyish under the stubble. That night, the bar was a haze of neon and stale peanuts, laughter bouncing off wood-paneled walls like it belonged there. I nursed a beer, scanning faces, farmers in caps, sales guys loosening ties, until he walked in, fresh from the shower, hair damp, wearing jeans that hugged like they'd been tailored. Our eyes locked across the smoke. He slid onto the stool beside me, thigh brushing mine accidental on purpose. Glad you came. His voice cut the din, close, breath warm on my ear. Me too. We talked easy then. Pipes and blueprints, lost loves and late nights. His laugh was rare, deep, pulling me in like gravity. When he sang Wonderwall, off-key and earnest, hand on my knee under the table, something cracked open in me. Not a burst, a thought. But as last call loomed, his fingers tightened. It's new. Scary new. Vulnerability in his eyes, raw as exposed wiring. I nodded, throat burning. Yeah, but worth the risk. He leaned in, forehead to mine, the bar fading to static. Hell yes. Our lips met soft, tentative, tasting of hops and hope. Outside, under streetlight glow, his truck idled, but we stood tangled, hearts sinking like faulty pipes finally aligned. Little did I know, the real flood was coming. Not water, but truths we'd buried deep. Dawn broke harsh 2 days later, slicing through blinds like judgment. I woke tangled in sheets that smelled of him, pine soap and faint tobacco from the bar's haze. Jake's text glowed on my phone. Coffee run? Your place. 7 sharp. My stomach flipped, a mix of thrill and terror churning like the coffee I'd brew. 35 years of blueprints and blueprints, safe lines on paper, and now this, a man who fixed leaks with hands that trembled on mine. The knock came early, steam from my mug curling as I opened up. He stood there, tool belt slung low, but eyes soft, carrying 2 to-go cups from the diner down the block. Figured you'd need fuel after last night. His grin crooked, stubble catching the light, making him look younger, less armored. We settled on the porch swing, creaking under our weight, the world still hushed save for distant rooster crows and the rustle of oak leaves. His thigh pressed mine, solid, grounding. "Tell me about him," he said, sudden, voice low, like prying a rusted bolt. "The ex-Ryan." I sipped, bitter heat scalding my tongue, buying time. The air hung heavy with dew-kissed grass and the faint exhaust from his truck. Artist type, free spirit. Said I built walls too high. Ironic, huh? A laugh escaped, hollow, echoing my sigh as I set the cup down. Wood groaned as I shifted, knee knocking his. He left for LA, chasing sunsets. Left me with shadows. Jake's hand found my neck, thumb tracing my jaw, callous rough against smooth skin. Sounds like a fool. His breath hitched, warm, close. Me? I build bridges. Or try to. Hazel eyes searched mine, vulnerability cracking the surface. A man who'd lost his own foundation, wife walking out with their boy, 8 years old, screaming in the driveway rain. We kissed slow then, coffee forgotten, the swing swaying gentle as his lips parted mine. Taste of cream and want, his fingers threading my hair, pulling just enough to spark. When we broke, foreheads pressed, his whisper ragged. This feels right, terrifying right. Work dragged that day, drafting elevations for a strip mall, lines blurring as memory replayed his touch. By evening, my phone buzzed, stuck on a job, rain delay, dinner instead, my rig. I drove out to the site, outskirts where city met country, thunder rumbling low like a warning. His truck cab was a cocoon, leather seats worn soft, dashboard littered with receipts and a faded photo. Him younger, arm around a blonde, toddler on his hip. Rain sheeted the windshield, blurring the world to gray. We ate burgers from waxed paper, grease slick on fingers, laughing over spills. Clumsy today, he teased, wiping my chin with his thumb, lingering. Then silence fell, thick as the downpour. Jake, you ever think about the kid? Seeing him? My voice cracked, small in the cab's hum. He stiffened, burger dropping. Rain drummed harder, a frantic tattoo. Every damn day. She moved to Denver. Court says supervised visits. Last one. He wouldn't look at me. His fist clenched on the gearshift, knuckles white, breath coming short, ragged. Covered his hand, felt the tremor. You're a good dad, the kind who shows up. Words tumbled, earnest, my own losses echoing his. He turned, eyes storm-dark. And you? You want that? Kids? Picket fence bullshit. Challenge there, but laced with hope, raw as the thunderclap outside. I swallowed, heart pounding sink to the rain. With the right guy, yeah. Walls come down. Our mouths crash then, urgent, burgers forgotten, his stubble scraping fire. Hands roamed, under shirts, over belts, the cab fogging, world shrinking to us. He groaned low, a sound that vibrated through me, hips arching as I palmed him through denim. But lightning cracked, too close, jolting us apart. He laughed, breathless, forehead to dash. Jesus, nature's cockblock. We drove back slow, wipers slapping rhythm, his hand on my thigh the whole way. At my door, rain easing to mist, he pulled me close. Tomorrow, all day, no jobs, just us. Sleep evaded me, sheets twisting as dreams wove him in. Wrench turns melting to caresses, leaks sealing with kisses. Morning brought sun, tentative, and him at my door with pancakes from the griddle at his place. Syrup sticky on plates we shared cross-legged on the living room rug. We talked deep then, sprawled amid blueprints and his toolbox, voices overlapping like breaths. His stories spilled. Boyhood summers wrenching engines with pop, the ache of boot camp letters from home, the night she confessed loving her yoga instructor. Felt like my pipes froze solid, he said, voice thick, eyes on the ceiling fan's lazy spin. Couldn't thaw for years. I traced his scars, faint lines on his knuckles. Mine froze after college. First love, barista, all tattoos and poetry. Crashed when he ghosted for a straight-laced professor. Sigh escaped, heavy, as I rolled to face him, our legs tangling. Built walls after. Safe, remember. His hand cupped my cheek, thumb brushing lip. I'm here to bust him. Kiss soft, building to heat, bodies aligning slow, deliberate. Afternoon blurred. Skin on skin, gasps echoing off walls. His weight pinning me gentle, whispers of names like prayers. Sweat slick, sated, we lay tangled, fans stirring air thick with us. Dusk crept in, painting walls amber. His phone buzzed, dispatch, emergency call. Gotta go. Basement flood in town. Regret in his eyes, but duties pull stronger. Go fix it. I kissed his temple, tasting salt. I'll be here. He lingered at the door, rain scent clinging. This real, Alex. Don't let fear clog it. Door clicked shut, truck fading. I stood empty-handed, heart full but fragile, wondering if we'd just sealed something unbreakable, or primed for the next storm. Evening news flickered, tornado watch, winds whipping fields. I paced, phone silent, worry gnawing like a slow drip. Then headlights swept the drive, him soaked, grinning through the dash glass. False alarm, pipe dream. Inside, towels and tea, his head on my lap as thunder rolled distant. Missed you already. We made love slow under lamplight, touches reverent, breaths sinking to the storm's hush. Afterward, curled close, his murmur soft. Love this. Love you. Question hung, tentative. My heart swelled, voice steady. Yeah, me too. But outside, wind howled, rattling windows like doubts clawing in. Week 3 hit like a heat wave, sticky and unrelenting, turning my bungalow into a sweatbox of longing. Jake's truck became a fixture in the drive, gravel crunching under tires like applause. Mornings blurred. His coffee breath on my neck, hands mapping my spine as sunlight slanted through blinds, casting stripes on bare skin. Mornin', blueprint boy, he'd rumble, voice sleep rough, pulling me back against him, hardness pressing insistent. I'd twist, capture his mouth, taste of last night's beer lingering sweet. Fixer-upper. I'd tease, fingers in his hair, tugging just to hear that groan, low guttural vibrating chest to chest. Showers followed, steam thick, water cascading as we'd soap each other slow. Laughs echoing off tile when suds slipped, bodies slick and sliding. But cracks showed, hairline at first. Dinner at his place. A squat rancher on the edge of town, yard overgrown with wild grass nodding in breeze. Inside, sparse. Leather couch scarred from dog claws long gone, kitchen table scarred deeper from family meals. He grilled steaks, smoke curling lazy from the back porch, mesquite sharp in the air mixing with his cologne. We ate under strings of bulbs, moths fluttering frantic. His foot hooked round my ankle under the picnic table. Pop's old recipe, he said, cutting into meat, juice pooling red. Taught me young. Said a man fixes what's broke. Food, family, fate. I chewed slow, savoring the char, but his eyes distant, fork pausing midair. You fix fate, Jake? Voice light but probe gentle. He set down the knife, clink sharp against plate. Crickets chorused, swelling the quiet. Trying to. With you. Hand across table. Engulfing mine. Thumb circling slow. Heat bloomed, but under it, a tremor. Faint, like a pipe groaning under pressure. Night deepened. Us on the couch, movie flickering. Some old western, dust and drawls, but attention wandered. His head in my lap, my fingers combing hair, salt and pepper strands soft. Tell me a secret, I whispered, screen light dancing on his face. He shifted, eyes locking mine, gold flecks catching glow. Breath hitched, audible in the hush. Always wondered what it'd be like with a guy, steady, real. Pause, swallow thick. You. Heart stuttered, hand stilling. Me too. Now. Kiss upside down. Awkward then perfect. His stubble tickling chin as tongues met lazy. But phone shattered it, shrill ring from the kitchen, cutting the reel-to-reel hum. He groaned, rising reluctant. Dispatch. Go time. Screen showed a local number, but his face tightened, jaw clenching like he bit tin. Who? I sat up, movie forgotten, credits rolling silent. Buddy from the crew. Nothing, but he pocketed it quick, kiss to my forehead brusque. Back soon. Lock up. Truck taillights faded, red eyes in the dark. Unease settled, cold in my gut, as I cleared plates, grease slick under fingers. His secret lingered, sweet, but the call's shadow clung. Next day, site visit dragged, concrete pours for the mall, dust choking air, hammer echoes pounding my skull. Phone buzzed mid-afternoon. Lunch? Diner. Missin' your face. Jake. Grin split my face, dirt-streaked hard hat shoved back. Booth by the window, pie steam rising between us, fork tines scraping ceramic. His knee nudged mine under formica, steady pressure. Rough night, I asked casual but eyes probing. He shrugged, apple filling oozing as he cut. Old leak flared. Nothing new, but gaze skittered to the street, pickup trucks rumbling past, flags snapping on poles. Red, white, blue, bold as the town's talk. We walked out arm in arm, bold in daylight, his hand warm on my elbow. But turning the corner, voices carried, roughnecks from his crew, leaning on a tailgate, beers cracking open early. Harlan, where you been hidin', man? Chasin' tail again. Laughter barked, crude, but one-eyed us. Pause in the jeer, brow furrowing. Jake's arm dropped, casual step widening. Just grab bin chow. Catch you later. Voice even, but tension coiled in his shoulders, visible as rebar. Drive back silent at first, radio humming country twang. Lost loves and dirt roads. That bother you? I finally asked, hand on his thigh, denim warm. He covered it, squeezed tight. Nah, small minds, big mouths. Been dealin' since the divorce. But jaw ticked, a tell. Evening brought storm clouds boiling low, humidity thick as unspoken. We cooked together, pasta bubbling, garlic popping in oil sizzle sharp. His arms round my waist from behind, chin on shoulder, breath hot on neck. Love this, domestic as hell. Turned in his hold, sauce spoon forgotten. Me too. Kiss deepened, urgent, counter-digging hip as hands fisted shirts. Bedroom called. Sheets rumpling under haste. Gasps punctuating thunder rumbles outside. He moved sure, body arching mine. Whispers ragged. Yours, all yours. After rain lashing windows, we lay spent, his fingers tracing my ribs' lazy patterns. That call last night was her. Ex wants to talk custody again. Voice muffled in pillow, heavy. I propped on elbow, heart dipping. And, says I'm distracted, not focused. Bitter laugh short, like lovin' you's a fault. Words stuck, throat dry as dust. It isn't. You're good, Jake. The best. He rolled, eyes searching mine in lamplight flicker. Prove it. Mischief sparked, but under it, plea. We made love again. Slow, rain symphony outside, bodies sinking desperate. His release came with a cry, broken, beautiful, name on lips like lifeline. But morning mail brought the fracture. Envelope, official seal, court notice, custody hearing. His face ashen, paper crumpling in fist. She knows. About us. Panic surged, cold. How? Doesn't matter. Thinks it'll tank me. He paced, boots thudding wood, air thick with ozone from last night's storm. I grabbed his arm, halting. Fight it. We're worth it.
IJsmet, stormdark.
Are we? Or just another leak I'll patch too late. Door slammed behind him, truck peeling out. I sank to floor, knees weak, echo of tires on gravel like heartbeat fading. Alone again. But this time, the flood was inside. Tears hot, unchecked, soaking the blueprint of us. The hearing loomed like thunderhead, 2 weeks out, sucking light from days. Jake buried in jobs, dawn to dusk wrenches, grease black under nails when he'd collapse on my couch. Exhaustion etching lines deeper. Nights, we'd cling fierce, skin on skin under ceiling fans whirl. His breaths ragged against my neck, holding like I'd vanish. Can't lose you too, he'd murmur, voice cracking midnight, fingers bruising hips in silent plea. I'd trace his back, scars like roadmaps of old wrecks, whispering, you won't, but doubt gnawed, sharp as the stink of solder from his clothes, clinging like fear. Town buzzed subtle, sidelong glances at the diner, whispers trailing when we'd grab takeout, hands brushing accidental. Lincoln wasn't fire and brimstone, but Midwest marrow ran conservative, roots deep in church suppers and Friday lights. My office mates ribbed light. Harper, you glowin' or what? New project. I deflect, cheeks burning, blueprints blurring under flush. Then the call, Ryan of all ghosts, voicemail crackling. Heard you're shacked up. Careful, Alex. Small towns swallow guys like us whole. Delete, block, but seed planted, sprouting thorns. Friday, storm broke early. Not rain, but her. Jake's ex, Tara, rolling up in a silver SUV, polished as her Denver life, kid in tow. I answered the door, heart jackhammer, him out back wrenching his truck. Alex, right? She smiled tight, blonde hair sleek, yoga-toned arms folding over a blouse crisp as legal paper. Timmy, 8, peeked round her legs, eyes wide mirror of Jake's hazel, but wary, clutching a truck toy. Yeah, Jake's, in the yard. Awkward shuffle, inviting in, coffee offered on autopilot. Air thickened, her perfume cloying, floral assault on my pine-soaked space. She declined, perching on stool, Timmy coloring at table, crayons scraping furious. We need to talk. About him. Us. Voice low-edged. He's spiraling. This thing with you. It's not him. Defensive flared. Hot. Thing? It's love. Word slipped, bold, hanging stark. Her laugh tinkled, false as costume jewels. Love? Jake straight as they come. Was anyway. You confused him. Post-divorce mess. Eyes flicked to Timmy, softening false. He misses his son. Needs stability, not experiments. Rage boiled, but Timmy's crayon snapped, blue streak wild on paper. He looked up, small voice. Daddy fixed trucks. He fixed me. Heart wrenched, vice tight. Yeah, buddy. Best fixer ever. Kneel, hand on his shoulder, tiny under my palm. Tara stood abrupt, purse snapping shut. Tell him the offer stands. Drop this, get supervised gone. For Timmy, door click echoed, SUV humming away, leaving crayon shards and bile. Jake found me on porch, face storm-wrecked, wrench dangling forgotten. What happened? Voice hollow, stepping close, hands hovering like I'd shatter. I recounted, words tumbling jagged, her poison seeping. He deflated, sinking beside me, head in hands, breath shuddering. She's right. I was straight, thought I was. Then you. Trail off, fingers lacing mine, desperate. Broke me open. Not broke. Fixed. Pull him close, stubble on shoulder, his sob muffled in my shirt, hot and wet. We sat wordless, sun dipping low, painting sky bruise purple, crickets tuning up tentative. That night, bar called, not the dive, but a quieter spot, leather booths and low jazz humming from speakers. Beers sweated condensation, pooling on coasters as we huddled close, his knee insistent against mine. Fuck her, he growled, foam on lip, eyes fierce. I choose us. To us. Clink glasses, amber sloshing, but under table, his hand squeezed thigh, thumb circling heat. We stumbled home buzzed, kisses sloppy on stairs, bumping walls, laughs breathless. Bed claimed us urgent. Clothes shedding like skins, his mouth mapping chest, teeth grazing nipple sharp. Groan escaped, arching, fingers in hair as he descended, hot and sure. Pleasure coiled tight, release crashing with his name shattered. After tangled, his whisper raw, marry me, someday, make it legal, unbreakable. Heart soared, but landed soft, knowing storms brewed. Weekend brought escape, road trip north, Iowa line, his old haunts. Truck 8 miles. Radio crooning Springsteen, windows down, wind whipping hair wild. Picnic by riverbank, blankets spread on pebbled shore, water gurgle soothing. Sandwiches unwrapped, mustard sharp on tongue, his head on my thigh as clouds scud. Tell me kid stories, I said, fingers in hair, sun dappling face. He smiled rare, soft. Timmy's first wrench, plastic, but he torqued it like a pro. Called me, Fix Daddy. Laugh faded, eyes misting river blue. Miss that. We'll have it again. Kiss forehead, salt tang skin. With us watching, heat built lazy. Hands wandering under shirts, breaths quickening to lap waves. We made love there. Blanket rumpled, river witness, his body covering mine. Thrusts deep and deliberate, gasps mingling with bird calls. Climax hit synced, cry echoing off bluffs, bodies shuddering earthbound. Drive back golden, dusk gilding fields, but phone pierced. Lawyer, voice tinny. Hearing advanced. Weak out. Prep tight. Her team's aggressive. Jake's grip whitened on wheel, jaw granite. On it. Hang up. Silence heavy. Miles ticking like clock. Home storm hit not sky but us. Arguments flared over dinner. Voices rising sharp. Plates clattering. You push too hard, he snapped. Fork stabbing pasta. She'll use it. Paint me unstable. And hiding fixes what? Counter. Voice breaking. Steam from stove stinging eyes. We're real. Fight for it. He stormed out. Door bang rattling frames. Truck roar fading into night black as ink. I paced. Fists clenched. Tears hot tracks. Floor cold under feet. Hours ticked. Worry gnawing bone deep. Until headlights pierced dark him. Soaked from sudden squall. Eyes red-rimmed. Sorry. Arms crushed me, wet shirt chilling skin but hold warm. Scared. Of losin' everything. We collapsed to couch. Kisses salt sour. Apologies in touches. Love-making tender. Reconciliatory. Slow rocks. Whispers weaving wounds. Sleep claimed tangled. But dawn brought resolve. We'd face it together. Yet as coffee brewed, envelope under door. Anonymous note. Scrawled. Fags don't fix families. Back off. Heart iced. Paper crumpling. Fears drip turning to flood. The note burned hole in my pocket all week. Edges frayed from anxious folds. words seared like acid. Jake saw it once, face thunder dark, crumpling it tighter before tossing in trash. Small fry bullshit. Focus on the hearing. But sleep evaded him, tossing beside me, sighs heavy and dark, sheets twisting like nooses. We prepped ruthless. Lawyer meetings in stuffy offices, air stale with old smoke, files stacking high. His suit hung awkward, tie choking, but eyes met mine in mirror. We got this. Nod, hand squeeze in hallway, brief but stealing. Town tension coiled tighter, whispers sharpening to stares. Grocery run. Cart rattle echoing aisle, produce mist cool on face, but clerks linger at register, eyes flicking to Jake's hand on my low back. Evening. Voice neutral but chill hung. Nights anchored us. Dinner simple, chicken sizzling in skillet, herbs sharp in nose, his foot hooked mine under table. Remember the river? He'd say, fork pause, smile coaxing mine. We'd recount, laughs bubbling over wine, glasses clinking soft. Bed became sanctuary, bodies seeking solace in rhythm. One night, rain pattering roof like fingers, he knelt slow, mouth worshipful. Eyes locked up as pleasure built, coil tight. My hands fisted hair, gasp tearing free, release shuddering through, his swallow intimate, profound. Love you, murmured against thigh, voice wrecked. Turntables gentle, mapping him with lips, tongue tracing veins pulsing hot. His moans filled room, back arching bow taut, climax spilling salty, name chanted like mantra. Hearing day dawned gray, clouds low and leaden, air humming electric. Courthouse loomed, stone steps slick with mist, our boots echoing hollow. Inside, wood benches gleamed under fluorescence buzz. Tara across aisle, suit severe, Timmy absent. Too young for this circus, her lawyer drawled. Judge entered, gavel crack sharp, room snapping still. Testimonies droned. Her poise, painting Jake adrift, erratic attachments code for us. My stomach knotted, nails digging palm, his knee bouncing silent under table. His turn, voice steady, gravel honed, recounting changes, steady jobs, therapy logs, love's lift. Found balance. With Alex, he steadies me. Eyes found mine, brief anchor, heart lurching. Cross-exam. Her shark circled. This relationship. How long? Stable for a child. Jake's jaw ticked, but held. Long enough to know it's forever. Recess brought hallway haze, coffee vending gurgle. His hand stealing mine behind pillar. Proud of you. Whisper, lips brush knuckles, quick as heartbeat. Verdict hung hours, clock ticks mocking, until gavel fell again. Joint custody, supervised easing quarterly. Relief crashed, his exhale whoosh, arms crushing me in chamber corner. Tara's glare ice but impotent. Outside, rain held off, sun-piercing clouds tentative. Timmy waited in lot, her SUV idling, small face lighting at Jake. Daddy! Run hug, legs wrapping waist, Jake's laugh breaking free, rusty but real. I hung back, heart swell bittersweet, watching father-son tangle, truck toy waved triumphant. Tara nodded curt. For now, but Timmy's wave shy to me, sparked hope, tiny bridge. Celebration spilled home, pizza boxes steaming grease, beer caps popping fizz. Timmy on rug, blocks clacking towers, Jake cross-legged beside, guiding hands. Like that, bud. Strong bass. Evening waned, her pickup prompt, tears tracking his cheeks as hug lingered. Door shut soft, truck fade, leaving echo. We collapsed couch, wine poured deep, glasses trembling slight. We did it. His voice thick, head on shoulder, stubble rasp. You did. Kiss temple, wine tart on tongues as mouths met, slow burn. Heat ignited, clothes shedding lazy, his body covering mine on rug still warm from Timmy's play. Thrusts deep, connected, gasps sinking to clock's hush. Release mutual, shuddering, names breath sacred. But midnight brought the call. Anonymous again, voice distorted. Won the battle, lose the war. Watch your back. Hang up, chill seeping, Jake's arm tightening round me in dark. Next day's danced fragile. Timmy visits scheduled. Park picnics with swings creak and ice cream drip sticky chins. His laugh peeled free, chasing ducks, Jake's eyes soft, mine catching moments. Small hand and big, pure repair. Work surged, mall groundbreaking, dirt churn under blades, but evening's ours. Grilling dusk, smoke curl lazy, stories swapping over plates. Pop would have liked you, he said one night, stars pricking sky, fork twirl in beans. Said love fixes crooked. Heart flipped. Ours ain't crooked. His grin wolfish, pulling me lap straddle, chair grown protest. Prove it. Mouths crashed, hands urgent, grill forgotten as we tumbled grassward. Earth cool under back, stars witness to moans rising wild. Climax hit earthbound, bodies quake, laughter bubbling after, absurd, alive. Yet shadow lingered, notes echo in quiet moments. Drive home late, headlights catch figure at mailbox. Gone when blinked, but pulse raced gravel. Confrontation brewed Friday, bar packed, karaoke croon filling air. His crew cornered us at pool table, cues clack sharp, beers slosh. Harlan, man, what's this? One leered, nod to me, voice slurred. Teachin' new tricks? Jake stiffened, cue chalk dust cloud. Mind your lane, Dale. Low warning, but eyes steel. Laughter barked, circling. Town talk says you're twisted now. Kid needs straight dad, not. Fist flew before thought. Jake's, connecting jaw crack, Dale reeling, glass shatter. Chaos erupted. Shouts, stools scrape. My pull on his arm. Enough! Outside. Rain sudden, sheeting cold. His knuckles bloodied, breath heaving. Can't let not us. Pulled close, rain mingle tears. Won't, but smart, not fists. Home soaked, bandages sting, his head my lap, apologies soft. Scared I'll drag you down. Never. Fingers comb hair, vow quiet. Lovemaking healed, gentle probes, whispers mend. Release cathartic, sobs mingling. Dawn promise clear, but envelope weighted. Photos, us, riverbank, blurred but damning. Backside, end it, where Timmy pays. Floodgates cracked, terror real now, heart's pipe bursting wide. Photos scattered table like shrapnel, glossy lies in morning light. Our stolen intimacies twisted threat. Jake's face granite, veins cord in neck as he paced, coffee slosh forgotten, mug clatter sink. Bastards. Who? Voice thunder low, fists clench white. I gathered them, hands shake, images blurring tear smear. Doesn't matter. We go to cops. Phone already dialing, but his hand stopped mine, gentle iron. Wait, Timmy. Ice plead, raw. If it blows, they spin it. Unstable dad, queer drama. Lose him for good. Gut twisted, vice. Then what? Hide? We're done hiding. Voice crack, but stand firm. His shadow loom close, breath mingle hot. He deflated, shoulders slump, pull me chest crush. God, Alex, love you too much for this shit. Sigh ragged, stubble rasp neck, hold desperate anchor. Station visit hushed, detective's desk clutter files, coffee ring stain, voice gravel same as Jake's. Hate mongers, common round here. Nod slow, promise follow up, but I say, wheels turn slow in small towns. Drive back tense, radio static hiss, his hand thigh squeeze periodic, silent vow. Home, we barricade, doors lock, click, windows check, but paranoia creep, shadows stretch long. Timmy's visit Saturday salve, park green expanse, frisbee sail arc, his giggles chase fetch. Jake toss gentle, catch champ, land thud soft, boy triumph yell, mud smear knees. I watched bench perch, heartache sweet, but scan edges. Trees rustle suspect, joggers veer too close, paranoia poison, slow drip. Lunch picnic, blanket checkered, sandwiches crust crispy, his small talk bubble. Uncle Alex fix houses big, eyes wide, sauce lip dab. Yeah, buddy, like castles. Ruffle hair soft, Jake's gaze overhead warm, bridge building. Afternoon waned, her arrival prompt, but hug linger. Timmy's by, love yous, echo car fade. Alone then, weight settle, Jake's arm round waist porch lean. See? Worth every fight. Dusk grilled, but phone pierce, detective. Trace to Dale's burner. Crew punk. Bringing in. Relief flood, but Jake's jaw tick. Knew it. Confrontation night. Station lot gravel crunch under boots. Air crisp autumn bite. Dale slouched cruiser hood. Bruise yellow jaw, eyes sullen. Just jokin', man. Town ways. Jake stepped close, voice steel low. Joke's over. Touch my family. Photos, threats, you're done. Pause. Breath visible plume. Apologize. To him. Nod me ward. Dale's glance flicker. Hate flash. But mumble. Sorry. Won't again. Cops nod. Cuffs click. Cruiser taillights bleed red retreat. Home. Adrenaline crash. Wine pour deep. Glasses clink shaky. It's over. His toast, but eyes search mine, doubt linger. To us. Sip, tart bite, pull him close, kitchen like gold. Kiss ignite, hands roam urgent, counter edge bite hip as shirts shed, pants pool ankle. He lifted easy, legs wrap waist, thrust deep wall pin, gasps echo tile raw, reclaiming. Bed claimed after, body slack, breath sink slow. Marry me, he murmured again. Finger trace ringless band. Make it stick. Heart swell, nod fervent. Yes, God yes. Weeks blurred mend. Wedding plans whisper. Rings shop gleam case. Simple bands etch vow. Timmy ring bearer practice, pillow fluff, his grin gap tooth. Town thawed gradual. Crew nods cautious. Diner smiles genuine. Whispers fade wind. My office toast promotion. Blueprints flourish, love line straight. Winter bit early. Snow dust fields white. But our hearth warm. Fire crackle mantle. Timmy cocoa mustache. Jake's laugh boom story tell. One eve. Snowfall hush. We bundled porch sit. Breaths cloud mingle. His hand mine glove muff squeeze firm. Fixed it all. Pipes. Heart. Us. Nod. Lean shoulder rest. Yeah, best job ever. Inside, Timmy slumber. We slipped bed. Slow love under quilt's weight. Touches feather. Whispers snow soft. Release quiet crest. Name sigh shared. Spring bloomed thaw. Ceremony small. Backyard bloom riot. Friends circle tight. Tara nod aisle end. Timmy petals toss giggle. Vows rang clear. In leaks and loves I choose you. Kiss seal. Cheers erupt. Cake crumbs sweet. Dance sway lantern glow. His cheek nuzzle. Forever fix. Years spool house expand blueprint dream. Timmy wrench learn. Family weave tight. Storms come. But we weather. Hands link. Hearts sealed. In quiet mornings now, coffee steam curl, his arm waist loop. I think. Burst once, mended true. Not just pipes. Everything. The end.